Okay, Andrew Hawk is joining us now on the HIVE podcast from a very nice, cozy-looking room wherever you're living right now. How are we doing, Andrew?
Good. Yeah. Try to make it as homey as possible.
I love the vibes. I really, really do. For anybody who's listening, head over to our YouTube channel to check out portions of the interview. And I don't even want to waste a whole lot of time talking about anything else. I want to dive right into a recent article on lynchburgsports.com written by our very own Mark Robertson, detailing a fantastic story, one that was kind of, under the radar until people came back from summer break, if you want to call it a break. It was just an extension, a kind of vacation. But you and 8 of your teammates went to Arizona, out of all places, and kind of took a trip on the Mecca of running, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I want you to kind of pick it up, or even go before that and say how it came to be, how you all decided that this was something that you wanted to do, and why you wanted to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't even know, maybe some people don't know, but Flagstaff, Arizona, it's at 8,000 feet above sea level. It's a huge running community. Great place to train, great place to run, beautiful area. But besides that, so yeah, we always as a team talk about, taking this thing to the next level, whether that be like regional championships to national qualifiers, anything of the sort of that. So we kind of knew, well, even before, so we were actually away at a meet back in March when everything got canceled. When COVID struck and they were like, yeah, we got to shut this down. Everybody's going home. And even before that, we had kind of planned preliminary plans that we wanted to like do something sort of big this summer. What that exactly looked like, we didn't know. We had talked about going to Boulder, Colorado, maybe to run, or Flagstaff and some other places in between. But then once the season got canceled, it definitely picked up some more steam, and we were like, yeah, we really want to do this. For myself, I wasn't even initially going to be able to go. I was big time like on the fence because I was supposed to have a PT internship this summer. And as things evolved, that we kind of realized wasn't going to be able to happen. The like clinic I was going to work with was like, yeah, we can't have students in here right now. So then I was like full board. I was like, well, let's definitely put all of our eggs into senior year and get as fit as possible. So packed up my little Volkswagen, picked up Brennan, and we drove across the country to Flagstaff. And yeah, so I guess the article came out, so sort of the rest is history, but there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to get today is some of that, a lot more to it. That's a long road trip, man. That's
Yeah.
a long way to travel. How many were in your vehicle, and what was the most challenging part about going that far?
Yeah, so in my car, we took 3 cars out. In my car is just me and Brennan, and then Andrew Johnson drove with another teammate, and then Corbin and another teammate also drove out, and then 2 or 3 guys flew. But yeah, it's definitely a long trip, and sitting in the car with only one other person after like 3 days can get pretty old. But yeah, I drove the whole way out. Back hurt a little bit, but wasn't too bad. We got to stop in some sweet places on the way out to run. So like obviously I was talking about all these aspirations we had. So me and Brennan stopped in Indiana at Terre Haute and ran on Laverne Gibson, which is where D3 Nationals would have been held this year. So we were like, this is where we want to be 6 or 7 months from now. Like, why not stop and like check it out, give it a run? So, maybe we're the only D3 athletes to run on the course this year, but
That's fantastic. Give yourself a little bit of prep.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you actually get there for nationals. That's a really cool idea. What about any other locations that you stopped? I mean, when you were out in the Midwest, did you see like the largest skate in the world or something, the largest ball of yarn, something like that?
Not quite. I think we drove past something that was like the largest candle outlet in the world or something like that in like Missouri. But like obviously we stopped at the big ones. Like we stopped and walked around the Arch in St. Louis, and then yeah, we went to Kansas. We stayed in Lawrence, Kansas, which is where KU is. And we actually hit up, me and Brennan, before we got there, we like hit up Bryce Hoppel, who is a professional runner, and went to Kansas. And we were like, yo, what's a good place to run here? Because we got a workout to do. And he gave us like the spot. So that was pretty neat.
It sounds like you guys had a really well together plan to get out there. Then when you get out there, what's that like? I mean, I've always wanted to go that far west and just see that landscape and just the untouched feeling. And the photo that was used for the article, just it looks like a different country. It looks like a different world almost. What was that initial feeling for you when you got out of the car and you were going for that run for the first time?
Yeah, for sure. So I'd start even a little bit further back. So you're driving through Arizona. Obviously, it's a desert, but then you get to Flagstaff, and it's like a completely different world again, because you're driving out on, I think, I-40, and all of a sudden you just see this massive mountain just a rise out of the desert, which is Humphreys Peak, which is like what Flagstaff is built around. So just like rolling up on that, and where you've been driving for 6 hours and you've seen nothing but dirt, and then you see this massive mountain, these huge ponderosa pine trees, and it's just beautiful. It's like, and then as soon, like the first day we got there, we didn't even go to our house first. We went to Buffalo Park, which is where we were going to be doing all of our workouts. And we just walked around and just took it in. It's at the base of Humphreys and Eldon. It's just incredible views, like just breathtaking instantly.
Now that you're back on campus, and you have been, we all have been for a good while now, things are certainly different for everyone. But before we get to the running aspect, what about as a student? I mean, you're a senior, you've had 3 years of this is how things are, and then boom, your final year, you're supposed to be like enjoying it and getting ready for the real world, and you got all this COVID stuff going on. I mean, what's it been like for a senior who has had what they expect things to be like for the last, since they've had that 3 years of experience, totally flipped upside down? What's that been like for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's been strange. I feel like we had like a warm up to it during the spring semester, but like I think it's just so much different because then we were like home on our computers, like we didn't have anything else to do. But here I just think it's like, I don't know. I've been like kind of like this past week, it's kind of hit me where it's just like I'm getting a little bored of just like sitting in my room on a computer, like in my classes. Like I like talking to my professors way more like in person, and just like I feel like I get more like out of it. But you just gotta like make your own experiences, I guess I would say. Go do things. Don't stay in your room 24/7. Don't get off online class and then go lay in your bed behind you, like, which can happen a lot. So yeah, it's been different. I definitely miss like as everyone says here, like the family atmosphere of campus. Like you don't see that many people walking around anymore. It's just like, it's a little sad.
In addition to the strangeness of classes and campus life, you still are able to run, obviously, but it's a really interesting position for our cross country runners. Obviously, we don't have meets, but even beyond that, we're not having sanctioned practices for you guys right now. How are you all still having that team bonding aspect? Are there restrictions on how many people can run together? What does that look like since your coaches can't be involved and it's really on you all?
Yeah, for sure. So we basically just been like keeping our groups really small and like our footprint and connection points really small, running with people we live with, which is easy for us. Like we have 6 people in this house. So, and it's all people we've been training with all summer. So it's another bonus to just be like, oh, this is the group like I can roll with all the time because we've been rolling together all summer. And then, yeah, so it's nice because we can just kind of go, like, we can just run wherever. Cause like, I feel like in a lot of other sports, like they have to have practice on a field. Like where else are they going to do? But we can just like, we got our feet in lots of roads, so we can run around.